Yes guys, welcome to a brand new video. My name is Conan and today I'm going to give you my top 5 tools that you really need on a fitness journey. So without any further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Now before we begin guys, these are in no particular order and I won't even say these are the only 5 things you need. You probably need a whole lot more than this, but these are just 5 specific things that I use personally every single day to just make this whole fitness lifestyle a lot easier. I'm huge on systems and I always like reminding my clients of this as well, is that you don't need more willpower or more motivation to get into better shape. You just need to prime your environment to make the healthy choice the easy choice. So a prime example, if I were to walk into your kitchen right now and I open up the fridge, I open up the freezer, I open up the pantry, and I am just bombarded by a bunch of junk food, sugary cereals, frozen pizzas, leftover McDonald's, well, it's gonna be pretty difficult for me to stay on top of my diet, right? Whereas if you go into my kitchen, for example, you open up the freezer, open up the fridge, all you're really gonna see is a bunch of meal prepped meals, a bunch of frozen fruit, frozen vegetables, some more protein that I batch cooked, some carbs. That's basically it, right? And so it's like, if you were to literally just live in my house, I guarantee you're gonna lose 20 pounds just by simply being in this environment. And so this really goes to show you how powerful your environment can be when it comes to achieving your fitness goals. So like I mentioned, you do not need any crazy willpower. You do not need anything crazy. And again, people in shape are not special. I myself, I am just a regular dude with a shirt off filming a video right now, and I have no more willpower than other people do. Sure, my goals may be slightly different and my actions towards taking those goals or maybe slightly different, but in terms of like we're all human beings, right? And so I wanted to kind of just start by saying that. So if you can just prime your environment with these 5 tips that I'm about to give to you, it's just going to be so much easier to just stay consistent on your fitness journey and therefore actually see results. So the first one that I have is this right here, a food skill. I kid you not, guys, I've had this thing for years. I think since like 2016 or something. So it's been literally close to a decade since I've had this very one. I think I got it for like 15 bucks at Walmart. It is probably one of the greatest investments that you could possibly make on your fitness journey, because when it comes to actually staying on track with your calories and your macros, which by the way, you should be tracking your food on an app called MyFitnessPal. It's completely for free. You don't need to get the premium version. It just kind of helps keep track of like how many calories you're eating, how much protein you're eating, all that fun stuff to ensure that you're actually within your calorie and macronutrient range to make sure that you're actually seeing the results that you're looking for, right? Because I always like to remind my clients of this, but what gets measured gets improved. And so if you're not measuring certain things, whether it's your food, the number on a scale, your progress pictures, your performance in the gym, if you're not keeping track of these things, it's going to be really difficult to improve upon that, right? Prime example right here, let's say you go into the gym and you have no real game plan. Well, it's like, how do you know what you should do this week if you had no idea, if you have no baseline to like compare it to? So it's like, if you want to progressively overload, which you should be doing when you go into the gym, aim to get stronger by adding more reps, adding more weights, etc. Well, you should have at least a baseline to look back on, saying that, okay, last week I did 100 pounds for 4 sets of 10 reps on the bench press. Next week, I should probably do 105 pounds, or maybe add an extra rep on top of that, right? What gets measured gets improved. So the exact same thing applies with your calories and macronutrients. This is only $15. You may have to change the batteries up every now and then, but it makes tracking your food so much more easier. I literally travel with this thing as well. It's super compatible. You can bring it in your suitcase, in your backpack. I've been all over the States basically the past couple of years, and I just bring it with me, no real hindrance, and it just makes keeping track of my calories and macros a lot easier, right? And then to kind of complement this, like I mentioned, the MyFitnessPal app, these 2 things together, it's pretty much impossible to at least not be accurate if you actually use these things when it comes to your diet, which therefore makes you see better results, right? The second thing, and I've actually talked about this in my last video, is this thing right here. It's not a fancy watch, it is a Fitbit. Not just any Fitbit, it's probably the cheapest Fitbit that you could possibly get off Amazon. I think I got it for my birthday. My dad got it for me for my 21st birthday. I think he got it for like 50 bucks. Knowing him, he probably got the cheapest one. But hey, shout out to him, because it's lasted me up until this day. It's waterproof, I swim in it, I shower in it, and it just keeps track of my daily steps. So I don't sleep with this, although it probably can monitor my sleep. I personally don't like tracking my sleep, because I think just the act of like trying to track your sleep almost like interferes with sleeping itself. So I just allow myself to just completely wind down, no electronics, no nothing, and I actually notice that my sleep is a lot better. But that's besides the point. It keeps track of my daily steps, which is the only thing that I really needed to do, and also just make sure that, okay, am I actually burning as many calories as I anticipate? And if I complement my daily step counts goal and my daily calories, these two things together, I am pretty much in full control of my calories burned, my steps, and also the calories that I consume, like the calories that I put into my mouth, right? If you control those two things, you'll realize that achieving your fitness goals are just so easy. And I think a lot of people complicate this. Like you see so many fitness influencers, online coaches, whatever, they have all these like super cool methods and they market themselves in a really cool way. And like, it's super exciting, obviously, but it's like if you really break down the basics. How do you lose fat? Calorie deficit. How do you be in a calorie deficit? You should probably track your food. How do you track your food? On an app called MyFitnessPal. Well, how can I track it accurately? Using a food scale. Well, how do I track how many calories I burn? With a Fitbit. Right? So just breaking it down, really simplifying it is the easiest thing that you could do, right? Second thing here, protein powder. Now, am I saying you should be consuming protein powder every single day? No. No. I made that mistake in the past before. It's not really a mistake, to be honest. It's just one of those things where you don't want to rely on anything. Supplements are there to supplement your diet and not take over your diet, right? So try to, in an ideal world, get your protein from like actual whole foods. Think of like your chicken, your beef, your lamb, fish, eggs, egg whites, all that stuff, Greek yogurt. But if you find yourself in a situation where maybe you're traveling or you're just deficient in your protein and you have a hard time hitting your protein goal, then supplementing in protein powder will be a good idea, right? So I personally take it's called the IOP from my protein. It just digests a lot better for me because I noticed that dairy in general just does not agree with me for whatever reason. Really sensitive to it. So even like whey protein powder, when they get rid of most of the lactose, despite that, it just doesn't digest well in my stomach, right? So I opt for, it's like a pea protein powder, but with the advanced technology that my protein actually currently has. It has this, it's actually the same quality as whey protein in terms of like the amino acid profile, which is amazing. These are like the building blocks of protein, and oftentimes vegan protein powders kind of like lack the amino acids, like the building blocks of like a complete source of protein, whereas this one actually does due to its advanced technology, which is kind of cool. So yeah, if I'm deficient, I don't have this every single day, but if I'm like on the go, if I don't want to cook, whatever, just 1 or 2 scoops of that, easy 25 to 50 grams of protein right there, right? So we've just covered 3 things. So again, the scale, on top of that, the MyFitnessPal app, the watch, and the protein powder, right? Second thing here is a water bottle. I am huge on staying hydrated all the time, especially first thing in the morning. If you notice that you're just always hungry in a calorie deficit, which is really common and to be expected, hydration can definitely offset that. Like if you're hungry right now and you're not drinking enough water, my first solution to you is drink more water, because oftentimes we mistake hunger for dehydration. And so what you'll notice is by simply being more hydrated throughout the day, not only is your recovery going to be a lot better, your workouts are going to feel a lot better, but you actually notice that you're actually a lot more satisfied now throughout the day as well, right? So have a water bottle on you at all times. When it's in sight, it'll be in mind. So simply take it with you to work, to school, to the gym, especially to the gym, in between sets, stay hydrated. Have 2 cups of water before every single meal. I make a rule to myself that I should be doing that just to kind of like offset some of the hunger, right? So you should be drinking a minimum or 3 or 4 liters of water per day, just to offset the hunger on a calorie deficit. Now the last thing that I have, and I also bring this with me everywhere I go, is this right here. I don't know if you guys can tell what this is for, but this is a sleeping mask and these are earbuds. I kid you not, guys. This has literally revolutionized my sleep. Before using like a sleeping mask and earbuds, like I had a hard time falling asleep because I'm a really sensitive sleeper. The slightest of sounds will just immediately wake me up. I remember like my mom used to wake me up every single morning for school. This was like back when I was a kid. And it was such a weird thing because like as soon as she like opened the door, like I just remembered like I was like fully awake. Like even though despite like prior to her opening the door, I was fast asleep. I was like deep dreaming. But then as soon as I heard just the slightest of sounds, aka like my mom opening the door, I'm like, yeah, I'm up. Like it's really weird. But anyway, I'm a really light sleeper, and then even like outside, if it's like raining, for example, or like a cat screaming outside or something like that, it's like I hear that right away, which is good because if someone were to like rob the house, like I'd be the first to know. But at the same time, it's like I still want to get my sleep in, right? And so having that sleeping mask can just completely block out all the lights. Also in terms of like the lights, like it has to be complete pitch black for me. I know some weirdos can like sleep with the TV on, which I don't think is the highest quality of sleep. And on top of that, I know a lot of people like to listen to like white noise or like background music. None of that for me. Literally just like completely black, face mask, and no sounds. That is my ideal sleeping environment. Plus, it has to be a cool room at 69 degrees. But that's basically everything that I use on a daily basis to optimize my health, to just make my fitness a lot easier. And really quickly, why I kind of mentioned this in the fitness videos, because sleep is massive. This is really overlooked by a lot of people, including fitness coaches and fitness influencers, which, by the way, a lot of fitness influencers, you really shouldn't be looking up to them. I surrounded myself with them for literally 2 years at a gym called Alpha, which is like an influencer gym, and it's definitely, I mean, most of them are cool guys, but there's some of them who just have extremely poor habits and they just have amazing genetics. But anyway, that's beside the point. Sleep is really, really important. When it comes to especially like losing body fat, gaining muscle you want, because when you're asleep, your body releases a hormone in your body called growth hormone, which helps you with the recovery, building more muscle. And also, I mentioned this in my last video, but when you're sleep deprived, two critical appetite hormones go into opposite bad directions. So ghrelin, which signals to your body that you're super hungry all the time, actually goes up, and leptin, which signals to your body that you're nice and satisfied, actually goes down. So you'll notice that you'll be a lot more hungry throughout the day when you're sleep deprived, right? Which is not what you want, because then you're just literally making it harder on yourself. So that is everything that I have. So quick little recap: food scale, MyFitnessPal app to dial in my nutrition, protein powder in case you are deficient, water bottle to stay nice and hydrated throughout the day, and lastly, your sleeping mask to optimize your sleep. So there's a bunch more that I do kind of have. So if you guys want to see a part 2 of this, please let me know in the comments down below. And now if you need help reaching your health and fitness goals and you have no idea where to start, what to do, how to calculate your macros, your calories, what workouts to do, how often to work out, how to progress, all this stuff, do not worry, I got you covered. And the link in the description, you can actually go ahead and book a free consultation call with me. We'll go over your fitness goals, we'll go over your struggles, and create a game plan together to help reach your fitness goals. Whether it's losing 25 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, I got you covered. So if you guys do have any questions for me, please let me know, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.